the brain is a platform, right?
Yep.
And most of the decision we make, 90, and we'll say 95 to 98% of the decisions we make are subconscious, purely based on our pre-programmed worldview, right?
Yes.
Whatever that may be. And
Yep.
that could be that my pre-programmed worldview is that everyone's out to get me, right?
Yep.
And my pre-programmed worldview is that I will never be successful, or my pre-programmed worldview is that money is evil, right? Or any of these things, right? So you have all these kind of, or my pre-programmed worldview is, is that I must support a certain football team or whatever, right? So you make all these kind of, this is all in there and they're grooves. And because of that, like those grooves get put in there like a record, and you just keep playing those. And it's like decisions get made based on that pre-recorded loop of like, this is my worldview. This is my worldview. Great. So tell me about give me an example of, I'm pretty sure I understand that some of the hacks, but tell me some of the hacks that you can do to start to reprogram that worldview.
So one of them is just a simple question, and it's the right question at the right time when you're ready to listen to it. So one of those pre-programs you could be, I need to work for my money. Right? And a really simple question is, you can ask yourself, is that true?
I love it.
And that's one of my favorite questions that I ask. So anytime that I think I'm running one of those pre-programs, I ask myself, is that true?
Yeah.
And it's enough to break that and start to create, I guess, a dissonance in your mind to go, maybe, maybe not. And then obviously you go down going, where did that come from? And often all of these pre-programs get formed between the ages of 0 and 7 years old.
Yeah.
When we're young. So that's an example of one. Another one whereby you can actually tap into what you're unconsciously thinking is a simple visualization technique. And that's just a guided meditation, which basically drops your brainwaves and opens up the door to your subconscious. And your subconscious can only speak to us really in visuals, doesn't speak to us in words.
Yeah.
So a visualization technique can actually get to the root of a lot of your decision making for you to then question it.
Yeah, that's really interesting, right? Because people don't think about that. They think about their brain as being, or their thoughts as kind of being structured, kind of almost textual. But then if you actually think about it, right? If you actually really pay attention, none of the thoughts you have are words. All of the thoughts that you have are internal visualizations or feelings.
Yes.
And it's quite funny because sometimes I'll talk to Gabby, or she'll talk to me and she'll ask me something because I'm quite a visual thinker. She laughs because my whole face shuts down. It's almost like a robot and someone's just turned off the power. I'll be like, and I'll just be like, just staring into the abyss. Because in my mind, it's like this whole tapestry of things going on. Then I'll be like, right, I'm back. And then I'll explain. So it's really funny. So how can you talk to me about the visualizations? How can you shift that?
Well, so it depends on what you're focusing on. So one of the visualizations I made up last week was around trying to understand your mask and what mask you're presenting to the world. And literally in that visualization, it was imagine yourself at your very best, what you look like, and then take that mask off. And the visualization that comes out of that is actually more so your true inner self.
Interesting.
Or another visualization I have is work out what it is that's holding you stuck or making you stuck, and then visualize whatever comes up to whatever time point or experience that was the cause of that stuckness. And when you look at that in a meditation perspective, you start to visualize things that you may not have noticed, to create once again that dissonance of, hang on, what I viewed or my perception of, that event that eventually made me stuck may or may not be true. And as soon as you have a bit of that in your mind, it starts to change really subconsciously, therefore consciously, your decision making.